Thanks everybody for being with us today. And looking back at Friday night's game was, something that we hadn't experienced at UND football for a long time. That was a weather delay, and I thought our guys handled it well. The hard part was when it kept getting delayed and delayed. I know that was hard for me, or challenging, however you want to look at it. But I think once our guys got out there and we had 10 minutes to warm up, we were ready to go. Then we had a little stadium malfunction of the lights, so there was a little bit more delay. But our guys got off to a really good start. Thought we really moved the ball efficiently, and we're clean on offense with a lot of excitement and explosive plays. And defensively, we would like to start better. We had some communication and some execution issues early in the first quarter, but really by the end of the first to lead 21-7, good start. And then second quarter, we forced 2 field goals. We're pleased about that against an explosive offense like that. Kept them out of the end zone 2 times, and eventually they scored to make it 21-20. But yet, even after a 2-minute drill turnover, we were able to get a stop on defense. So that was huge for our team to go in up 21-20 and get that play. And we're looking to get momentum back in the third quarter and force the early turnover and settled for a field goal, and we're still in good shape there. But the momentum really changed with the big play for a touchdown to put them up. And the disappointing part about the game that we got to get better at, we got to be better in the fourth. They outscored us by 3 scores to 0 in the fourth, and we just got to do a better job in that. And this was a good football team. We knew that going in after their win over Washington State, but we felt like we put ourselves in good position to have a game go down the stretch and be able to make plays down the stretch, and just didn't get to that point in the fourth quarter. This week we're looking forward to being at home opener, Potato Bowl. Got a lot of respect for the Drake coaches. They're well coached. I thought they played really hard against Montana State, and we're a physical football team, so our focus is going to be on our preparation. We always preach one day at a time here, and we really got to do a good job of that this week. We talked to our team about that yesterday already, and today we're off, and tomorrow we got to get out in that practice field and have a real great focus to prepare for a real well-coached physical football team.
Coach, after having a chance to look back at the Utah State game, what were your takeaways as far as what the team feels like they can do to get the ground game going again?
Well, you got to execute at a better level. You got to be able to throw it when they get too many guys in the box, and and we got to look at our some of our calls. We do the same thing as coaches. I'm going to see how we can help our football team, how we scheme and call things to help our team. But when teams want to load up and stop the run, you got to be able to throw the football effectively, and we did that for a big part of the game. But then we hurt ourselves with some penalties, put ourselves behind the chains. We hurt ourselves with some negative plays, which put ourselves behind the chains. And against a team like that it was pretty athletic, that made it more difficult for us. So we're going to work on it, but we want to be more balanced and want to be able to run the football, that's for sure.
You mentioned, some of the defensive issue was communication problems. Was any of that related to kind of showing different, a 5 defensive back formation that you guys don't often go?
No, I don't think so. Our guys had practiced those nickel packages well. Big thing was you got to be able to adjust when the tempo was going fast and when there was momentum not on your side, and it was a couple times we just need to communicate better, and some of it was executing the coverage better, and one was a technique thing, on the big 75-yard pass play, we got to get the play back inside, and our pursuit angles will be able to catch up to the guy. He's really talented, so you make a mistake, and that's what good teams do. If you make a mistake, they can hurt you. So we'll work on it, and we'll get better, and we're going to challenge our guys to do a better job in all aspects, execution, technique, and all those things. We got to get better.
Do you have any sense if you'll get any additional guys back on offense, I guess, particularly like Richter at wide receiver, Smith at running back, or Lotus at line? Do you have any guys coming back soon?
Yeah, we plan on having Smith back this week. We'll see with Jake Richter. He's able to practice just a little bit last week, and we'll get out there and practice tomorrow, but he doesn't have full clearance yet. And then Lotus, we'll find more out later in the week, too.
Paul, go ahead.
Coach, about the quarterback at Drake, you've seen primarily two-pocket passers. I know Utah State used their second quarterback a little bit, but this quarterback ran 11 times for Drake against Montana State, I think. So is that designed? Is that something that he ejects basically to make plays? Or that puts a different stress on the defense, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he's, a guy that's played a lot of football. He's a junior, has a lot of experience, and he'll tuck it and run and scramble. They do a lot of bootleg passes, so if it's not there throwing the football, he'll take off and run. They do some zone read, and we got to be sharp on the zone read. That was something that we wish we had executed better late in the game, and when we gave some guys an opportunity to get out there and get some experience. So everything is going to be addressed, and this quarterback, we sure got to keep him in the pocket and get pressure on him, because he's a dangerous and a weapon once he gets out on the perimeter, because he runs really well and he's really competitive. Really liked it, the way he plays.
Coach, it really felt like it was two different games. What do you think made the difference in the first half and the second half?
Momentum in sports there's something about momentum. I thought we had a lot of momentum early in the game because we were making plays. We spread the ball around to a number of different receivers, even Quincy Vaughn coming in the game and Tyler Burrian making an excellent catch for our third score. I thought we had a lot of momentum. And then in the second half, we established some momentum with the pick. And you always want to get those and score, because I think the defense wins a bit when they hold you out of the end zone. So they, came out of that, and kept us out of the end zone. Yet we made the field goal and went up 4. But to give up the big touchdown in one play right after that, that's when the momentum swung. Yet we're still at a 3-point game with 14 minutes left, but we needed to make another play on defense that would swing the momentum, or a big play on offense to get us in scoring position, or, special teams play. We needed something like that to give us some momentum. We never really had any momentum after we went down 3 points in the game.
What's the mood like on the team after a loss like that? How do you keep your guys' heads up?
Well, I think you got to build on the positives, like we do every week, and correct things that need to be corrected, the mistakes, and you challenge your guys to do that. That we're early in the season, and we had 2 road trips, and now we're excited to be at home. So our guys will be excited to play, and we're always, give our guys one day to, enjoy a victory or get over a loss, and you got to be able to do that. And I think as coaches, we got to be able to do that too, and set the right tone in our offices and meetings. And when we get out on the practice field, we better have energy, because that's how you move forward. You practice hard with a lot of energy and focus and effort.
And then lastly, kind of how big of a learning experience is a game like on Friday night? How big of a learning experience was that game?
Well, it was good for us. I thought their student section was right behind us, and I thought they were really good. They were really good during the rain delay and the lightning delay, and they didn't lose any energy. And we need to be able to play in those environments, because we're going to see that type of thing in our conference play. And our guys did a good job of keeping the focus on the field, and that was really good for us to play in front of a big crowd on the road. And then, to learn the fourth quarter, we got to play 60 minutes. So we got to take a look at how we can make a play in those situations, and how we can turn momentum. And because it was huge in the game, and you could feel that they had a lot of momentum, and we didn't have momentum at all in the fourth quarter.
Coach, I'm wondering this. You had 3 different guys come in and toss touchdown passes in the game. I'm wondering how many times you've experienced that in your career, and is that something we'll see more often throughout the season, with Quincy maybe coming in, or maybe giving Brock a chance to show what his arm can be like?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I've ever experienced that. We have had 3 different guys throw touchdown passes. I don't think I have, but good job by our offensive staff designing plays, and good execution by the players. The players always need to get the credit when they're executing. I thought the throw to Zavalny was really a good throw and a good catch by Adam. And I mentioned the Quincy and Tyler Burrian hook up. It was great to see Brock get involved again, more plays on the field this week, and throw it to Bo. It was good to have Bo back, even though he had really limited practice reps. So we need all those guys contributing, and that was the best thing to see. And we'll see as we move through the season how we use the skills of our players. You always want to use your roster. I think, if you look around at all levels of football, the guys that can use their roster and work on the strengths of players give opportunities to have a positive effect on the game.
You just mentioned Bo. What did you see from him? How far along is he? And not only just like the physical rehab, but trusting his leg again, because that was a gruesome injury.
Yeah, I think he trusted it pretty well. I think there was little rust, and part of the reason, he was on his way back, and then he wasn't allowed to practice, so we didn't have him until Thursday. So this was quite an effort by him to, get out on the field, and he's very competitive, so you could see that in him again. But there was some rust there, no question. He hadn't played for a while, and the first time playing in live action after coming back from injury. But I thought he was effective and did a really good job for the first time out.
I know you're concentrated on full steam ahead on this week, but is it something that guys maybe talk about a little bit, the amount of dominance you guys have had at home? I mean, I think the winning streak's at 11 games right now in the Alaris Center. Like, is it kind of cool to experience that? How much is that talked about in the team? Like, hey, this is kind of a big streak we're building here.
Yeah, we like to, play in front of our crowd. It has a positive effect on us. We always talk about our team. We create the energy by playing well. Your crowd gets into it when you play well, and so we've got to focus on our preparation, and then when it's time to get out there. But we're really excited to be at home. I'm not going to deny that at all. Our guys are going to be excited to have a packed Alaris Center and to get in front of our crowd. But we really got to focus on our preparation and have that emotional build to be there at Saturday at 4 at kickoff. Right now it's got to be a lot of physical and mental work, and we'll get to the right emotional level by Saturday.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned momentum a lot. Just how do you sustain that throughout the whole game like you were talking about?
Well, like the momentum we had offensively in the first quarter, to sustain that an entire game, I don't know if that's realistic, but at some point we've got to get first downs, and that's how you start it. You start moving the ball and get first downs, and we needed to do that, and to get and put more pressure on the defense. But you do it by executing and by moving the chains. That's really how you do it. And on defense, you do it by stopping the run and putting them in long yardage situations. Because when we were able to do that early in the game, we forced some punts, we held them to field goals, and we got them to fourth down, 5 times that they went for it, and they were successful 3 times. One more stop on fourth down changes the game a great deal. I thought the fourth down in the first half where they went for it on a 4th and 3 and we were flagged in that situation was a huge swing in the game, because it was a 21-13 game at that time, and we'd have got the ball back. But so that's how you do it. You make plays. But offensively, you got to move chains to get momentum going. That's what was going on early in the game. We were moving the chains. We were mixing in a lot of different looks, and our guys were doing a great job executing.